Good day, everyone. We are BSIT4A, Group 4, presenting Thrasher, a waste management mobile game application. Presented by Lampas, Mirabel, Remolar, Sibilia Janbert, and Sibilian.
The problem and its background. Nowadays, one of the problems of the country is the segregation of the waste. They don't know how to segregate properly. And according to Bradish Dubay, January 2018, segregation is one of the most important activities that we need to promote and enforce for effective waste management. Waste management system is an activity that includes the waste. It has a different types, and those are liquid, solid, organic, recyclable, and hazardous waste. Currently, mobile game is one of the most famous entertainment in this generation. And because of the pandemic, mobile games become popular to the people, especially to the children, to reduce their boredom and to entertain themselves. Therefore, the researcher made a mobile game application that is all about waste management entitled Thrasher. It is a mobile game application that helps the player to understand how to segregate and learn how to do a proper waste management. Background of the study. Waste management is a managing a waste to disposal. According to the Department of Environment and Natural Resources or DENR, January 2019, the Philippines has worked hard to improve its management of solid waste through the passage of Republic Act 9003 or the Waste Ecological Waste Management Act that provides for a systematic, comprehensive, and ecological waste management program to ensure the protection of public health and the environment. So the researcher study focused in mobile game. That is all about waste management. It is the game entitled Thrasher. It is a mobile game application that is designed to protect our environment from throwing trash that causes flood and man-made calamities. This mobile game teaches us to what to do in segregating trash. It is a storyline, a visual novel game, and an adventure type of a game that a character needs to protect the environments against environmental calamities.
Theoretical framework. This study employs the theory on waste management and gamified application in Barangay Acacia, Malabon City. Waste management theory is founded on the expectation that waste management is to prevent waste causing harm to human health and the environment. The proper definition of waste is crucial to constructing a sustainable agenda of waste management. It is largely that the case the current legislation attends the existing ways as a psychological theory of gamified learning is developed and explored. Conclusion. In the theory of gamified learning, gamification is defined as the use of game attributes as defined by the Bodwell taxonomy outside the context of the game with the purpose of affecting the learning behaviors and attitudes. Conceptual framework. The issue that currently evident in Barangay Acacia, Malabon City was their lack of garbage disposal, lack of residence discipline, and their addiction of mobile games. Therefore, the researchers came up with a project that can help eliminate the absence of residence problems in terms of waste management and to learn how to segregate trash all by themselves by gamification.
This study aims to know how properly the community segregate their waste and also to assess and measure how solid waste management mobile game application can be an aid and educate to the community regarding on segregating their waste through the way of playing. The general objectives of the proponents in this type of study is to develop an educational visual mobile type of mobile game application that engage the young minds of the children aged 5 years old and above to practice proper waste segregation.
This paper provides an overview of the waste segregation and recycling in the Barangay Acacia. The study aimed to give importance condition of waste segregation in the barangay proposed program. Further, the great work of this study is to help and educate the people on how properly segregate the waste.
Scope and limitation of the project. This study is focused on how to educate and engage the young minds of the children in terms of proper waste segregation. And this type of mobile game application is designed to children aged 5 years old and above. Because in this age level, they are very active in learning lessons, especially in terms of educational mobile games. Moreover, this game, Trasher, is a kind of visual novel game categorized as an action game that can be played with one player. In this type of game, that estimated time to accomplish the game is 1 hour to 2 hours. And the game also have a feature in terms of dialect that the user can choose within Tagalog and English language. Furthermore, this project is limited only to access through mobile phones and tablets that is compatible to the game requirements, and the project cannot be implemented in PC platform.
Review of related literature. This chapter presents the related literature, both local and foreign sources. This also includes of the synthesis of the art and the gap bridge study are defined conceptually and operationally clarity. Solid waste management, defined as a direct generation, collection, storage, transport, source separation, processing, treatment, recovery, and disposal of solid. It is a polite term of garbage man, according to Enriquez. There is no material in this world which is not useful in one way or another. Also, there is no material which is created out of nothing. It is a man ignorance that he considers certain things are wasted. I waste as other things are useful. Just as types of waste are changing, so must attitude of the people towards waste must change. People must realize that the solution lies in using waste as a resource rather than to be destroyed. Only due to hazardous to human health, some undesirable substance cannot be directly released, according to Asmawate de Sa 2012.
Methodology and technical background. The researcher utilized a quantitative research as a research method. Its purpose is to review information and to find clear and accurate research results. The researcher employed non-probability sampling techniques that each of the respondents will be the resident only in Barangay Acacia, Malabon. The researcher used quota sampling techniques that the number of respondents will be limited only in 50 respondents that live in a specific place. Source data. Population and participants. The target respondent of the study will be the resident who live in Barangay Acacia, which is located in Malabon City. The total respondent decided by the researcher had a total of 50 residents of Barangay Acacia, who will pass the criteria that decided by the researcher. All 50 residents answer an online survey questionnaire that will include questions that is related to the study. Local of the study. The researcher will be conducting the study in Barangay Acacia, which is located in Malabon. The reason for this is because the researcher will be limited the study only to the residents who live in Barangay Acacia, Malabon. Research instrument. To collect and measure data, the researcher used an online survey questionnaire as an instrument in researching, conducting, posting, and sharing it on an online basis. Due to the increasing of pandemic and for safety purpose as well. The researcher employ an online survey questionnaire that can be answered by the resident of Barangay Acacia in Malabon City. Related to the study entitled Trasher. In addition, the online survey questionnaire also used to obtain information about what is the profile background of the respondent.
Data case analysis. In this chapter, the captured data from the quantitative research is presented, analyzed, described, and interpreted in a systematic manner as the next step of the research process. The documentation in analysis process aims to present data in an intelligible and interpretable form in order to identify threads and relations in accordance with the research aims. Data analysis. Marshall and Rossman describe data analysis as it process of bringing order, structure, and meaning to the mass of collected data. It is described as messy, ambiguous, and time-consuming, but also as a creative and fascinating process. Broadly speaking, while it does not proceed in linear fashion, it is the activity of making sense of, interpreting, and theorizing data that signifies a search for general statements among categories of data.
The major ethical dilemma in research is that which requires research. Researchers that strike a balance between the demand placed on them as a professional scientist in pursuit of truth and knowledge of their subject by the research, according to Newman 2007. Moreover, this study, the researcher considered the permission in conducting a survey and implementing study to the local authorities that are responsible for the selected areas of Barangay Acacia, Malabon. Researcher conduct a survey questionnaire via online platform for the respondents' safety view of COVID-19. Therefore, before the respondents can follow the questionnaire, the researcher indicate guidelines and direction, and also the researcher state the purpose of the study to the front page of the questionnaire that gives clarity to the respondents. All information provided will be kept confidential, and we will not disclose the personal information to the third party without the respondent's consent. The figure shows the overview of Trasher architecture. The techniques and patterns of structure, mobile application. The data comes from the user who engaging to the game are the inputs and will save the game to the application. The output of the game is the ending of the story and how Mr. Trasher defeat the kind of monster, the solid base and water base match. Chapter 4, Result and Discussions. This section presents an interpretation and discussion of the data gathered from the calculation. The residents who say they do segregation for doorways as a total result of 80%, and 18% of it say no, and the 2% indifference. Second one is the result of the data who say have been play a mobile game application regarding the solid base management. Have a total result of 80% say no and 80% for yes and 2% did not answer. And third one, the total result who say yes having a kind of mobile game application regarding base segregation can edit
Chapter 4, Summary, Conclusion, and Recommendation. Here's the summary. Did respondents segregate waste? It shows that most of the respondents answered yes and 9 respondents answered no, and the one remaining respondent did not answer the given question. The percentage of the yes and 80% and 18% for the no and 2% for the respondents that didn't answer for the total of 100%. Respondents question if they have been played a mobile game application regarding to solid waste management. It shows that 80% of the respondents answered no, that they are not already play mobile games regarding in solid waste management. And 18% of the respondents said yes, they played, and 2% did not rely to answer it. And respondents thinking that having a kind of mobile game application regarding solid waste segregation can educate the people. It shows that most of the respondents answered yes by the percentage of 92% and 2 respondents answered by no by the percentage of 4%, and the 2 remaining respondents are no answered by the percentage of 4% for the total of 50 respondents, not equivalent to 100%.
Mobile games is well known as entertainment tool to the people researcher build a mobile game application that is all about solid waste management. Mobile game is well known as entertainment tool to the people researcher build a mobile game application that is all about solid waste management. Crusher is a game that help the player understand and have a knowledge on how to segregate and learn how to do a proper waste management.
This study will recommend to the following. First, barangay or community. This study helps to engage the community in terms of segregating and disposing of waste. It gives idea and awareness to the community on how important the proper disposal of waste through the way of playing a type of waste management mobile game application. Second, to the age 5 years old and above. It helps the children age 5 years old and above to practice a proper waste management by playing this type of waste management game application. It engaged and it gives an idea and awareness in the children age 5 years old and above on how important the proper disposal of waste through the way of playing a type of waste management mobile game application. And the third is to the future researchers. This study will help the future researcher to have a knowledge and idea when making a research related to this study. And this study can also be used as a reference or related literature study when making a research study.
Mock design. First figure shows that the first walkthrough of the game where the character is commanded to move on the objective. As you can see at the upper right corner of the design where you can find the menu, a drop-down menu option that indicates the quit, setting, and about us button. The other lower part is the protagonist, which is the main character of the game. In the left upper part of the design where you can find the objective that he will took in that game. And the red arrow thing is the move or attack command. This commands the character to move toward the path you touch or click. And at the heart shape, this is the character life. This indicates the player's game in life. Second figure shows that the first interaction of the game where the character is talking to a scientist that made the object, which is the power source. In this design, shows that there are the interaction box where you can see the dialogue of the one character that is talking. And you can see also that when the character is talking, there is a red circle dot underneath his path. Third figure shows that the first interaction of the character to an enemy using a magical recycling power. Here you can see the battle interaction of the main character to the enemies. As you can see at the left side, there is another shape which is a drop shape which is called cleanliness. Mr. T's life, when cleanliness counts to the Mr. T, will be back to human. It means when the count of this cleanliness health, or in short, barrier, when it drops into zero, Mr. T will turn into his human form. And underneath that is the health shape. This is the health life. This is the life of human form of Mr. T. And the enemy called Garblings, a mini monster for farming health cleanliness. It means when you kill some Garblings, it will drop health or cleanliness points. Attack command and power skill. At lower right side, you can see the power skills. Mr. T has 3 skills. This 3 button indicates the 3 skill of Mr. T. First button, physical attack called Reduce Punch. Second button is magical attack called Recycle Beam. And the third button is his defense skill called Reuse Shield. When the skill is active, it shows the green border that around the button. Whereas you can see, he uses second skill that indicates the green button. Next. Here you can see the second interaction, plan of hero, and the barangay captain, and the residents. Here you can see the boss battle of the game. The figure 5 shows that the boss battle, Mr. T battling the solid waste monster named Bazura. Location at the dump site. Here you can see the boss life bar, energy target points, skill cooldown where indicate at the top of the skill, garbage throwing monster way of attacking, higher goblin's life count harder to kill. Here is the last figure, shows that the battle is over between Mr. T and the waste monster. The captain of the Barangay Acacia is thanking Mr. T for saving them. As a return, they will maintain the cleanliness and greenness of the place. Here is the raw model of our characters. Here is the Mr. T. Here is Mr. Rodrigo, the human form of Mr. T. Here is this Dr. Kalinisan, which is the scientist. This is the barangay captain of the Acacia. This is the first civilian, which is a man. Second civilian, which is a woman. Third civilian, which is a boy, a child boy. And the fourth and last civilian, which is a child girl. That is our presentation research. Thank you and mabuhay.
Thank you for watching.